Hey guys, what's up? This is Vinnie Stevens here, and welcome to another video for my channel, and welcome to another video of Album Ranker. So in this video, I will be reviewing Whitesnake albums. So a couple of things before I start. In this video, I will be including their album Restless Heart, even though that was released under David Coverdale and Whitesnake. I am recording my two EPs, Snakebite and 87 versions. I am also including one of their live studio albums, Live in the Heart of the City. And yeah, I'm including all their albums from everything from Trouble up to Forevermore, and I am going to include their new album Flesh and Blood. I am not doing any other live albums, compilation albums by the band. I am not going to include any of David Coverdale's solo stuff or any of his Deep Purple stuff. I've also forgot to say as well, I am actually going to include the Purple album, even though that was kind of obviously cover songs of Deep Purple songs as well. But yeah, enough of me talking, let's get on with the video. Before that, I'm going to say this video was recorded over a couple of days. The minute I am still experimenting with these videos and stuff. So yeah, enough. Let's get on with the video. So number 16, Restless Heart. So Restless Heart, this album was a ninth studio album recorded between 1995 to 1997 and was released on the 26th of March 1997. This was the first new studio album since the band's last release in 1989, Slip of the Tongue, which will be coming up later. To this date, it remains unreleased in the US as of 2020. This album was supposed to be David Coverdale solo, but EMI, Whitesnake's record company, pressured and kind of forced them to release the album under David Coverdale and Whitesnake moniker. The songs on this album feature Too Many Tears and Don't Fade Away. They were released as singles and had featured music videos. In 2000, David Coverdale would have later re-recorded another version of the lead single for his next solo album, Into the Light. So number 15, Snakebite. So this was the first official release by the band. This EP intentionally featured 4 tracks and was released in the UK in June 1978, but never was released in the US. The album was re-released and I think it's the only album they've re-released in September of 1978 as a double extended play containing 4 extra tracks taken from David Coverdale's second solo album, North Winds. The first side of the album was recorded from 7th to the 13th of April of that year, and the second side was recorded from the 10th of the night to the 19th of April 1977. So number 14, Live in the Heart of the City. So this was the first live album released by the band on the 3rd of November 1980 and was recorded on the 23rd of November 1978 and to the 23rd and 24th of June 1980. This album was recorded at the Hammersmith Odeon in London, England, UK. It utilises recordings made obviously in 1978 to 1980. The album was recorded using a Rolling Stone mobile studio during the night band's tours, especially in 1980 for their world tour. So number 13, Trouble. So this album was the first studio album to be released by the band. It was recorded in the summer of 1978 and was released in October 1978. This was the first album to feature cover deals from a bandmate in Deep Purple, John Lord. It reached number 50 on the UK albums chart. This was followed by the 4-track EP Snakebite, later available in the US as an import from continental Europe. The album was recorded at Central Recorders Studio in London during the summer of 1978. Martin Bartrey later went on to produce more albums for the band. Produced this album, and this was his first one, this album was recorded and mixed in 10 days. According to Coverdale, one of the reasons why the album is called Trouble was the trouble that his first child was being born during the album's recording. So, number 12, Love Hunter. So this was the second album that was released by the band on the 1st of October 1979 and was recorded in May 1979. It was charted at number 29 on the UK albums chart. The song Long Way From Home, the leading track, reached number 55 on the UK albums chart. And this was the last album to feature original drummer David Doyle. I cannot say his second name. So, number 11, Ready and Willing. So this was the third album by the band that was released on the 31st of May 1980 and was recorded in December 1979 to February 1980. This was the first album to feature former Deep Purple members such as David Coverdale, who was the founder of the band, John Lord, and new drummer Ian Pace. The album featured on the UK singles hits from that year was Feel For Your Lovin'. Later it was re-recorded for Slip of the Tongue album, which I will get to later, and Trackman Blindman, which was recorded for this album, but appeared on David Coverdale's first solo album, Whitesnake, which is obviously named after the band. So number 10, Come and Get It. So this was the fourth studio album released by the band, and that was released on the 6th of April 1981 in the US and everywhere else the same year. I couldn't find the date for it. It was recorded between July and September 1980 to January 1981. It, as at the time, the band's highest charting release in the UK, hitting number 2 and being kept on the top spot. It was being kept off the top spot by Adam and the Ants, King of the Wild Frontier. Don't Break a Heart and Would I Lie to You released the singles, the former making the top 20. So at number 9 is Saints and Sinners. So this was the fifth studio album by the band. It was released on the 25th of November 1982 and was recorded in 1981 to 1982. Two of the tracks from this album, Crying in the Rain and Here I Go Again, were later re-recorded for the self-titled 1987 album, which I'll get to later. The recording process in 1981 came about at the end of the Come and Get It tour. However, tensions within the band began to show. In December 1981, Mickey Mooney left the band, but later rejoined in August 1982. During 1982, guitarist Bernie Manstein, bassist Neil Murray, and drummer Ian Pace left the band and were replaced by Tisby guitarist Mel Gully, a former Rainbow drummer Cozy Pyle, and bassist guitar Colin Hoskinson. I cannot say his second name. So at number 8 is Forevermore. So this album was the 11th studio album to be released by the band. It was released in Japan on the 9th of March 2011. In Europe, it was released on the 25th of March 2011 through WEA, and on the 29th of March 2011 in the US, and the 18th of April 2011 in the UK and Ireland through Frontier Records. Love Will Set You Free on One of These Days was released as a single. It was recorded at Snakebite Studios and Goldenert Studio and Villa, Lake Tahoe, Nevada, Casadale, Sherman Oaks, and Torridge Studios, North Hollywood, California in 2010. So number 7 is Good to Be Bad. This was the 10th studio album released by the band that was released on the 21st of April 2008 in Europe. Don't know where the rest of the world was when it was released. It was recorded in 2007 at Castledale and Clear Lake Audio, Los Angeles. Snakeback Studios, Lake Tahoe, Nevada in the US. This was the first album in over a decade since 1987, Restless Heart, to be released. This album didn't include the 4 new tracks that were recorded for the live album, Live in the Shadow of the Blues. The album charted at number 8 on the top independent albums, number 23 on the top Canadian albums, number 62 on the Billboard 200 chart, and the Billboard 200 chart. I don't know why I've written that twice. And number 7 on the UK's albums chart. So, number 6, the Purple Album. So the Purple Album is the 12th studio album by the band that was released on the 29th of April 2016 for the rest of the world, but it was released in Japan on the 29th of April, same day, and the 15th of May in Europe, 18th of May in the UK, and 19th of May in the US. It was recorded between 2014 and 2015 at Hook City, Reno, Nevada, USA. It was released through Frontier Records. This album contained a remake of songs from Deep Purple's Mark III and Mark IV year, in which David Coverdale was the lead singer of the band. So number 5 is Flesh and Blood. This is the 13th studio album released by the band and the latest album to be released. It was released on the 10th of May 2019 through Frontier Records. The singles for the album were Shut Up and Kiss Me, Trouble Is Your Middle Name, and Hey You Rock Me. Guitarist Joe Hulsek, I cannot say his second name, who joined the band in 2015, also appeared on the Purple Album. Co-wrote 6 of the album's tracks with him and David Coverdale, and Rebecca Beach. Reb Beach also recorded 5 of the, co-wrote 5 of the tracks. So number 4 is Slide It In. This was the 6th studio album released by the band. It was recorded in 1983 and released on the 30th of January in the UK, 23rd of March 1984 in Japan, and the 16th of April in North America. It was released by Geffen and Warner Brothers in the US and Liberty for the rest of the world. There were 2 different editions to this album, one's for the UK and one's for the US, which was remixed. But both these albums have its own unique qualities for the kind of customer markets for those countries. It was the 4th top 10 album in the UK, peaking at number 9 in 1988 due to the success of their self-titled album 1987, which is coming up very soon. This album re-entered the charts at certificate double platinum. This was the last Whitesnake album to use the band's original snake logo. The band went on to sell 4 million records of this album. So now, number 3, Slip of the Tongue. So this was the 8th studio album by their band, released on 7th of November 1989 in the US, 18th of November 1989 in Japan, and the 14th of November 1989 to the rest of the world. It was recorded from 1988 to 1989, and this was the last album released before the band disbanded and released Restless Heart in 1997. The album peaked at the top number 10 in both UK albums chart and the US Billboard 200. 4 singles were released for this album. Fall for Your Lovin', The Deeper Love, Now You're Gone, and Judgment Day. All the singles hit the US mainstream rocks track top 42, of which The Deeper the Love, For Your Lovin' cracked the top 5. Slip of the Tongue had sold over 1 million copies in the US, reaching platinum status. Fall for Your Lovin' originally appeared on the album Ready and Willing, but it was re-recorded for this album. So 87 versions. So this album, at number 2, this album was released in 1987 and recorded between 1985 to 1987 for the Whitesnake 87 sessions. This album featured 2 updated re-records of all track hits, as well as songs Looking for Love and You're Going to Break My Heart Again, which were on the 87 album, which where there was extra tracks released on the UK editions of the album 1987 album Whitesnake, but were not released in North America until 1994. This EP was only released in Japan. The version of Here I Go Again included a US radio mix singles version, while the re-recorded tracks Stand in the Shadows and Need Your Love So Bad are 1987 re-recordings original issued B-sides to the song Is This Love and the single in the UK. Those 2 songs, single Stand in the Shadows and Need Your Love So Bad, were on the Slided In album. So at number 1 is Whitesnake 1987, or self-titled. So as I said, this was I have forgotten to write the release down on it. 7th studio album released by the band, obviously as a self-titled, and 1987. It was released on the 7th of April 1987. It was recorded from September 1985 to April 1986. It had 2 re-recorded songs from the Sins and Sinners album, Here I Go Again and Crying in the Rain. It produced a major power ballad, Is This Love, along with the number hit song Here I Go Again. The album was a major crossover hit, eventually selling over 8 million copies in the US and thus going 8 times platinum. It peaked at number 2 in the US Billboard 200 for 10 non-consecutive weeks, barred from the top spot by 3 different albums. The album remained at or near its peak position over the course of 6 months, from June to November 1987, and went to number 8 in the UK's albums chart. Its success in the US boosted its predecessor, Slided In from gold to double platinum status, and would see the band receive a nomination for a Brit Award for Best British Group in 1988. The album for the rest of the world was released as self-titled, but in Europe and Australia it was released as 87 with different track listing, and it was released as Serbians Abbas in Japan. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and hit the instant notifications bell. in the description below, either to notify for personalized videos or for all my videos that I release onto the channel. So, as I said at the start of the video, I'm still kind of experimenting with these videos. This is the last one. I think I've got kind of a theme for these videos now. So yeah, the next one will be running smooth. I have recorded this over the course of a couple of days. I kind of read half the script first, then read the other half, and then read all the reviews. So yeah. So the next video I will be albums that I will be ranking is Bon Jovi. So stick around for that, and I guess I'll see ya.